All right, so here's my audience. We got Joe, we got Tyler, we got Shania. All right, Joe, I'm gonna hand this to you. All right. So all this information I did find online, but I did cite my sources in my bibliography, so this is not plagiarism. All right. So, dark, stormy weather, and ominous darkness blanks the surrounding area. The wind is howling so ferociously that you wonder if a pack of wolves is in pursuit. This scenario seems like something straight out of a horror movie. But it is a scenario you hope you never find yourself in. While natural disasters range in size, shape, and intensity, none capture the human imagination quite like hurricanes and tornadoes. These storms form a huge part in our social and economic lives, but are not widely understood by society. By the time I'm done with this speech, I hope to have educated you on how the natural calamities are formed, the size and destructive power, and also the statistics to loss of life and the damage of property. For many Southerners in states such as Louisiana and Florida, August 25th, 2005 is a day that they will not soon forget. This was the day that the Category 5 Hurricane Katrina made landfall and unleashed its devastating force that caused 1,836 deaths and cost over $125 million in property damage. This comes from NASA. The type of destruction has not been seen in the entire country since 1928, the Hurricane Okeechobee. Hurricanes are undoubtedly one of the nastiest calamities on Earth, but what makes them so deadly? Unlike tornadoes, hurricanes take a much longer time to form, and they usually start from something as small as a tropical wave that moves through moisture-rich areas such as the Gulf of Mexico. As this wave moves westward, the air rises around it, forcing low pressure underneath it, which causes even more air to be sucked in. Once the air is sucked in, it rises and cools and to form thunderstorms. Up in the storm, the precipitation from the warmer, more moist, cool areas forms droplets that produce more heat to strengthen the storm. This rather complex series of events can be summed up into 4 ingredients that make a hurricane. The first ingredient is a weather disturbance, such as the wave that we talked about. The second ingredient is for the water to be 26.5 degrees Celsius over a water depth of 50 meters. The third ingredient is for the appearance of thunderstorms, which fuel the hurricane conditions with their heat. The fourth is for a supercell to form. And this is all from National Geographic. All of this combined can possibly form a hurricane. So while a hurricane can result in terrible losses, such as in 2005, only about 2 storms classified as hurricanes touch U.S. landfall each year, and out of these 2 storms, only about 17 deaths ensue. This is from NOAA. There is no doubt about the destructive power of hurricanes, but how are hurricanes classified? The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale utilizes a rating of 1 through 5 that classified a hurricane by its constant wind speed. Hurricanes are around 300 miles wide, with the center being around 20 to 40 miles across. Hurricanes move in a counterclockwise position, with the right side of the hurricane being more dangerous because of its wind speed and storms. And so, the words uttered by the fictitious character Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz is, "Toto, I don't believe we're in Kansas anymore." This is after a nasty tornado whisks her and her pet away to a magical land. While tornadoes vary in size and strength, they all share similar characteristics in their inception. They are all formed by what is called a supercell thunderstorm. This starts by opposing winds pushing into one another to form a horizontal vortex. This is then turned into an updraft with the buoyant air near the ground lifted up and turns into a horizontal vortex. And then from there, it's turned into a vertical vortex. After this, the storm ensues and becomes the heart of a thunderstorm. Now is when upper level winds tilt the rotating updraft called a mesocyclone. This allows the storm to grow as warm air is sucked into it and the cooler air is forced downward to form the spiral that we know as a tornado. This rather complex explanation can be broken down into 4 ingredients to form what we know as a tornado. The first ingredient is a wind shear. The second ingredient is an updraft. The third is a storm. And the fourth is a supercell. All of this being said, tornadoes are very unpredictable, and they still baffle scientists on what exactly make a tornado a tornado. What we do know is that on average, the United States records an average of 1,000 tornadoes per year, and out of these 1,000 tornadoes, only about 80 deaths occur. These destructive tunnels of wind are measured by the Fujita scale. A tornado can range between an F0 and an F5, an F5 obviously being the more destructive classification. Larger tornadoes can last longer, usually about 30 minutes or so, and can have wind speeds of more than 300 miles per hour, while the smaller tornadoes have wind speeds of only about 100 miles per hour and can only travel about a few miles before they dissipate. This is from the NOAA as well. If you were thinking about running a tornado, well, good luck, because the larger tornadoes can reach areas up to 200 miles across, and while the smaller tornadoes can be about 250 feet across. The average amount of time between a tornado warning and the arrival of a tornado is about 13 minutes. So you better run if you see one coming. Hopefully this speech has not made you want to run away from tornadoes or hurricanes. I mean, you probably should. While these storms are rather dangerous, you will most likely not need to worry about them in your life, as massive natural disasters are quite rare, with only about 2 happening per year. I thank you for listening to my speech, and hopefully you've taken something away from this and have learned a little about hurricanes and tornadoes. Thank you.